Hey everyone, it is Diane here. Thank you so much for stopping by to another video of me and my mother-in-law Jenny. Are you ready for a new video? Because we're going to make dupes in this one. Let's start crafting and we hope you have fun watching.
This is what we will use for this DIY, of course, a couple of our tumbling tower blocks, but the main thing is an old clock. I have him already for many years. He was hanging on my son's wall and of course he moved out, so I'm going to use this clock and I'm going to flip it over in something new, so I hope it will turn out okay. Here you see my inspiration piece. And you see, we can make it for a lot less. So I am going to try to make something beautiful out of it and high-end looking. So I hope you come along. First thing, what we're going to do, of course, is we are going to, from the clock, we are going to remove the little screws which are inside of here. So they are very little. Of course, this clock was an old one for my son, but of course you can find a nice clock at the thrift store. So don't buy it, just get it as cheap as you can. And maybe you also have one laying around like me. So just make sure you get the screws out. That's the most important. At least I think they will. You see, this is already one of them. And I am keep them in a little plastic bag from IKEA, because or else I will be, be losing my screws. So I will do all of them and then we are going to get it out of each other. All my screws are out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get out my clock, and I have to do it a little bit careful because I have no idea which is, at least I thought my screws were out and I think they are, but I got it. I thought maybe I left the one on top, and you see here, this is how it's looking like without the his top. And I don't know if this is glass or not. For me this is also just an adventure. Like you see already how much he is changed with the sun. This is white and this is already cream, so I will get the top off and then we are going to work with it. And I just found out the top is glass. I was knocking and knocking on the top, but eventually it was glass. So if don't make the mistake like I do, don't go too harsh with it, because this was glass. So I'm going to work it away because I don't want to have glass on top of my clock. So I will do this away, but be careful. Now everything is left of my clock is just the top, and the top I will paint in probably the black or the white, we will see. I'm going to give this a furniture wax. This is paper, so I have to be careful a little bit with the furniture wax because it is it can wrinkle. So we will see how it will turn out, but I hope it will turn out okay. I'm going to do, I have in my stash, I have already from AliExpress. I try not to make too much noise. I already have this kind of wooden figures, and of course these are little leaves, these are fall leaves, and you can, and of course also with the set was this kind of wheels. So, and you see this kind of wheels, and I'm going to use this wheel and probably this wheel, so I will make a little bit an idea of a clock wheels inside of here, just to change it up. So I will lay this down and then I show you what I mean exactly, because my English is not always the greatest. You see the wheels I am going for. It's this kind of wheel. I have to show it this way, you can see it better. And this kind of wheels, and they are so cheap on AliExpress. So if you want to use those kind of wheels, just go over there and find yours. I'm going to go for a bigger one over here because you see I have some lettering New York design And I don't want to see that anymore, so I'm going to glue this on top of here. But if you are looking carefully, you still can see the lettering through it. So I'm going to do a wooden round on top of here, and now everything is falling away. I'm doing a smaller one over here, and so I'm going to work my way downstairs to the other wheel, so everything is connected with each other. It's very easy. It is just comparing to each other and which shape you like the best. So I will glue this together. You see already how easy it is to make your own little wheels inside of an old clock. And of course, I got them on AliExpress, but of course, I think the Dollar Tree or other stores will probably also have this because it's just simple wood figures. So you can find them probably anywhere. What I'm going to do right now, because I want to change it up a little bit more, I'm going to get my tumbling tower blocks. I'm sorry for the noise. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue on each little dot. I'm going to glue already one block exactly in the middle, and then in that kind of middle I'm also going to do another one, so we get a nice round around it with some tumbling tower blocks. Again, just use the middle and then the middle of this one, and so we go on and on until we are totally round. You see already I have the base for my clock is standing. What I'm going to do, because I still am going to miss a little bit inside of here, so I'm going to glue some tumbling tower blocks also inside of the openings or gaps, just how you call it. But if you have something else to decorate a clock with, let me know down in the comments down below, because I would love to hear it, and especially I would love to see it. So if you made recently or longer ago your own clock also, maybe you can mail it to us, because we would love to see what you did with your clock. So let us know. So I'm going to glue in the spaces. I'm going to glue another tumbling tower block. This is already how our clock is so far, and if you are imagining, this is just an old clock. I didn't pay nothing for it, and even when I bought it, it was a very cheap one. This is many years ago, I think maybe 20 years ago that I bought it. You use a couple of the cheap tumbling tower blocks, and the wheels were also very cheap from AliExpress, but also somewhere else you can buy them for very cheap, because the wood is very thin. So for almost no cost you can make such a nice own unique display. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my furniture back, because now comes the tricky part for me, at least, because I'm going to do some furniture wax on top of here. So we will see how this will hold on, because it's kind of paper cardboard thing. So we will see how this will turn out. It can also still can be one fiasco. So we will see. I always use the home brand of our, at least what is in our country from one brand. It is very cheap. So I hope you just also don't pay too much for your furniture wax, because it is not necessary to buy a very expensive one. I always use the cheap one. And now I'm going to dab off, and I'm going to get a little bit more. This is what wet furniture wax, so I have to dab it off real hard, because I don't want to ruin my paper. So you see already, And now I'm going to go over it. And also don't forget the paper, but the paper only needs a little layer, so don't do too much. Always start with the wheels and then go over to the paper. Then you have the most chance that it will, that it will work. So always on the wheel and then on the paper, and just make it a little bit in the rustic color. So I will do the whole piece and then we will see how this will turn out. It is also a chance that you look the next time and that you see one ruined clock. So, and of course I also show that, because I also show things that don't go right. This is how it's looking like right now, and you see it is above my expectation, because I didn't think it would look so great, because I was a little bit terrified how it would turn out. But what I found out, you just go over your blocks this way, make it, and what you do, just make simple little dots on top of here. That is looking better than if you are making stripes, because that doesn't work. Then you get a really strange look in your clock. So give a little bit of a twist on it inside of the clock. And it, like I said, it takes a little moment of your time, and every time when you look at it, you see something, oh, that needs a little bit of wax, this needs a little bit of wax. But at the end, if you are having it almost finished, I think it looks very, very nice, especially if you imagine that there will be a ring around it in the black color, and the top, of course, we also will give a nice twist. So I am really happy with an old clock that it will look this way, but because I was a little bit terrified, I will finish it off and then we're going to do the outside ring. He is now totally in the furniture wax, and before I'm going to do the hands on top of here. For me that's very strange, hands of a clock, because we call it wijzers, and hands with that is just this, our hands. So it is for me a little bit hard to do, but you know, the hands of the clock I will do later on. So I let it dry for a moment. I'm placing it over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take our top and I'm going to turn over my workspin. Now I'm going to take my schoolboard black paint, and I just use again a simple brand of schoolboard paint, but of course you can spray paint it also if you like that a little bit better. I'm doing it in the black color, but you can do it in any color you like. If you like brown better, you like gray better, white, go ahead, do whatever you think is right. I'm going to give it just a nice black coat. So I will paint this, and then we are going to place it on top of our clock again. It is black right now. Maybe later on I will distress it, I don't know, but we will see. But for now the base is already black. Maybe I leave it this way, and I'm going to let it dry, and then we are going to go again to our clock to get our hands on top of it. I have already my clock upside down, and you see already this is the battery operated piece, but he wasn't working already for a while. So I'm just going to place a couple of the little pieces back, not everything, because I don't know where everything belongs. So, and it doesn't matter because it doesn't work, but I only need the hands. So I'm going to do some glue on this side, and so I'm sticking it in upside down, so I get on the other side, I get at least an opening to hang my hands on. So I will do some glue over here, and a little over here, and over here, and just place it inside so it will stick in place. Remove the glue. Now we have a yellow, at least we had a yellow piece. These things are so little, and if you have like me arthritis in your hands, then it doesn't work. So I'm going to place it inside of here, and of course with a little bit of glue, because these have to stay in place also. Again, squeeze it inside and let it dry for a little moment. We can place our cap over it so no one can see that this doesn't work. So I have to look if I am placing it all right so it doesn't break. give me a little moment. So I turned the clock over and you see already the yellow little piece in the middle. And here we have our hands. We first need to do the bigger one. And you can place them anywhere you like. Of course, turn around a little bit. He has to squeeze inside of the yellow cap. Of course, we have to do this one. Again, do the time you think you like. And then we are going to place the other one on top. Because he was on top, we have to give a little glue on top of here. And you can place it, of course, on the direction you want to have it. And this is really a little task to do because he has to fit inside. And I am already a little bit older, so my eyes are a little bit, bit older. So I have to look for a little moment. So, and this is already how he's looking like right now. Now we are going to place the top of our clock over it. And you see here, this is the top, and you see we can place it very easily over here, so it will fit perfectly. Now we have to turn it over and do the screws together. I will do all the screws again inside, and they are so very little. They don't have any comparison with an older lady like me. So this is going to take a little while. So do something for yourself and I will be right back. Yes, finally the screws are in. So, the base of our thing is finished. What I'm going to do, because we need something for the top, so I'm going to get some wooden beads and we are going to make a top over here. I found in my stash some a little different sizes of beads, but I'm going to use the biggest I can find. And of course I am going to use a button, the biggest I can find. And I'm going to use a little bit like this one. I don't know how you call it. At least we have a little game here in the Netherlands, and we are using this kind of pieces in red, yellow, blue and green. So, but I'm going to use it in the neutral tone. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on here, place this one on top and this one above, and then you get a nice little stand. So I'm going to glue this together. I have to be careful when I glue it that I do it exactly in the middle, because or else it looks very strange. I'm going to place it on my table, put my button on top of here and try to get it in the middle. I have to look if I am correctly, and of course again place it this way and then squeeze it so you're sure that it will be in the middle. And let it dry for a little moment, and now we're going to place this top. And of course you can use any glue you like. I use always my glue gun. For everyone who wants to know, my glue gun I always buy with the Lidl. So everyone in every country there is most of the time a Lidl. So this one was only 18 euros. The sim is a little bit similar like dollars. So if you want a very easy glue gun and even wireless, that's the greatest thing, because you don't are fighting with some a little wire. So you see, this is already how he's looking like. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to place it in some furniture wax, but I have to be careful that I don't do the underside with furniture wax, or else he wouldn't stick on top of here. I'll show it to you how it will look like already for a little moment. So I want to place it on top. I have to show it to you a little bit closer this way. We are going to glue it over here. So you see they are already dried up, but I also made one of the tops of this one. I also made for the underside. I think I like that a little bit better when I have under the 6. I do also a little piece of this one to end the clock on the underside. But of course, you can do whatever you like. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one with some glue on top of the 12. And of course, I don't must have too much glue, but also not too little. So it is a little bit looking for how much I need. And now I'm going to place it on the 12. So I'm sorry if I do it out of camera, because I have to get it on top of here. And I show it to you in a moment. Bear with me. I have to squeeze it. I know you see only the back side. That's not a great side, side to see. I see it for now. I have to remove the glue in a moment, but I show it to you first. You see? And of course, I have to do a little furniture wax over here, but in the end reveal, you see the whole piece in once, and then you will see how easy it is just to glue it on top of here. And here you see the finished reveal of our old clock, and I am so happy how he finally turned out. And of course, I hope you just got a little bit inspiration from it too. Don't throw everything away. Even from trash, you can make something new, because normally I would throw it away. So I am really happy how he turned out, and I really have already a spot for it. I will hang it on my black ladder in my hallway. So he has already a space. In a moment, I show it to you a little bit closer. But for now, we are going over to the second DIY from Diane. And before we go further to the next DIY from Diane, I have to tell you that this video is also part of a beautiful get-together we are hosting every second Tuesday together with the beautiful Kiki from Kiki's DIY. And of course, this get-together is called the High End for Cheap. For this month are joining us the beautiful Devin from Freckled Mom, Leeny from Crafty Leeny, Marika from Marika Creations, Mom Does from Creative DIY with Mom Does. Of course, we have all the channels linked in our description box, so go check out these amazing ladies because you won't be sorry. They are so creative, so check it out. And above in our description box, there you find the playlist for lots and lots more home decor DIYs. So enough talking, let's jump into Diane her DIY.
So here we are on the website from Macy's, and yeah, I think these pumpkins are something that I want to make today. They are really cute, and this is the view from the back. Oh, I will zoom out a little bit. This is the back side. This is the front side, and yeah, they have sale right now. That's what I see. Normally these things cost $255 US, but now they're on sale for $130. So that is quite a saving, but I think I can do much cheaper, to be honest. So let's see how these are going to turn out. Okay, we'll start off with these three pumpkins from the Action. I like the original color. They were really cheap. These are stones, stone ones, and they were €1.30 each. So multiply it by 3, and then you know what these things cost. But I'm going to give them a makeover because I want them to exactly look like the Macy edition. Well, these are maybe smaller than the Macy ones, but I'll really like to get inspired. Before we start off with the paint job, because they really need a paint job, I want to give them a really good base, and therefore I'll be using this glue. It is actually Mod Podge, but then cheaper. And this one comes from Action 2. I always have this in my stash together with a lot of these brushes, really cheap brushes for acrylic paint. And to do this, why I do this is because then if you do it like this, the paint really attaches much better than when you just start painting instantly. Ooh, that was a little bit too much. Well, we have enough for the rest of the DIYs. Let's just smudge out everything. And just cover up everything with this glue. When it is dry, it gets transparent and also it gets matte. And this the surface, because it is this sort of, you know, bacon paint, if you just leave it like this, then the paint that I'll be using will drip off because it is really way too smooth and it won't attach properly. So that's why you can use Mod Podge, or yeah, the cheaper edition that I have here, because Mod Podge one jar cost 15 euros here, and this flask only costed me €1 something, but I have it in my stash, so I don't worry about the price that much. Well, I'm going to cover up everything, then let it dry, and then I'll be using just ordinary white paint to give them a really cool color. Don't forget the bottom part as well, of course. So I'll see you when these things are dry and covered in the glue. If you don't have time to wait, then I suggest using your blow dryers to speed up the drying process. Only works if it is stone or hard material, like metal, that works as well, but not plastic. Well, yeah, this surface thing here is plastic, but that's not a DIY. But if your project has been made out of plastic, then I suggest don't do that because it might ruin your complete project. Just gentle blow and yeah, the glue will dry much faster. Here we have 3 dried up pumpkins. Now I want to paint them. I'm just using this white paint from the construction market. And yeah, this thing really lasts long. And also the coverage is nearly perfect. Look. Most of the times I just have enough for 1 layer. This paint is more expensive than the paint that we have from the Action. But to be honest, the Action paint wasn't that good. The coverage was, well, let's say pretty bad. And yeah, we're just not happy with the quality, so we're using this construction market paint, I think, for more than a year now. And yeah, it works good. First, let's apply the base layer. If necessary, then add just more layers to make it more white, but you can also make it more distressed. That is totally up to you. But I suggest painting in one direction. And this one here, because then you can really reach the layers better, you know, the bubbling stuff. I'm going to paint everything and I'll be back when all the pumpkins are white, maybe multiple layers, I don't know yet. All the pumpkins are now dry and oh, these are still a little bit stuck. Dry and completely white. I needed 2 layers after all, and now I think I want to distress them a little bit, so therefore I have beeswax and a really small brush here, this one. Normally I use a bigger one because these are so small. I want to use a smaller one, and I have a little bit of paper because there I will be dabbing the excess part of the beeswax. Now let's dab in our brush in the jar of the beeswax. Now of course you get too much, so I like to dab on the inside of the jar to get rid of the most excess stuff. Then I just dab here and I put my finger. And then I just start brushing up and down here in this tiny space. Just like this. From this angle as well. And now you get a really nice distressed look for your pumpkin. Now just going to repeat the same steps. I can also get some stuff from the lid. Just start moving up and down. And that's the cool thing about distressing, doesn't have to be perfect. Do it from this side too, all the way up to the brown part on top. And this is what you get. I think this looks pretty like a dupe. I'm going to repeat all these steps on the other pumpkins, and then I will be back. Here you see the results. I think they look perfect together. I didn't paint the brown part here, not with chalk paint, not with acrylic paint. I just left it this way because I think that the look is really good together with the rest of the pumpkin. I only put a little bit of glue on top of it to get a more matte look, and I think that matches the chalk painted white part really well. Okay, now this needs to dry, I think at least 1 hour. Okay, now the Macy's pumpkins have slightly some black details, and therefore I want to use a brush. First I thought this would be a good idea, but I think I need to get myself another one. Here I have my bag full of brushes, and I think I'm going for the green one. Or blue maybe. I'll show you the difference. Because I really want one with a fine tip. This is the green one. Has a really good tip. And this is the blue one, which is slightly smaller. Now, I think I'm going to go for the blue one first. Slightly dab some paint. And then you just randomly, I'm going to paint downwards. Really small steps. Just like this will be enough, I think. Details like this. I think this is more than enough. So just randomly around the pumpkin until you're satisfied. I think this has a really good natural look that we're looking for the dupe for Macy's. Well, I think this is it. Just let it dry. They are all slightly different. I tried to make 2 stripes on each, part between the beeswaxed parts. To give it a more unique look, but also, yeah, like it belongs together. Okay, I think this needs to dry. This needs, I don't think how long it needs. Maybe an hour, maybe less. And then we're going towards the next step, which is, I think, painting the golden parts here around where the letters need to come. Therefore, then I will be using this golden metallic acrylic paint. I had thought about using the spray paint, spraying it in a cup. I have golden spray paint, which really looks like this color of the lid of the beeswax jar. But I think it is too thin, so it starts, walking around the whole pumpkin. And I think this is better because it is thicker paint. So that will be used afterwards. But first, this needs to dry. So I'll be see you soon. Time to pour some of the metallic paint into the cup. Oh yeah, this stuff is also pretty thin. It looks really cool. And I'm going to take the yellow brush and the green brush because the tips are different, but with the green brush you can make really nice angles in corners. I'm not going to use a pencil or anything because I think you might see it peeking through the paint. So first I'm going to try one myself. Just start to paint here with the tip, and then just in a shape that you like to copy the style that we picked today. And I'll show you the result. First I'm going to try because I'm really nervous that it might go wrong. So first I like to try it myself, and then I want to show you how I did that. I just used a pencil because I was afraid to do it without. I made a dot here, here, there, and there. Then I tried to find the center of those 2 dots, there, 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 and there. And then I started to paint, or actually draw like this, the line. They aren't exactly the same, but I think they're cut pretty close with my painting skills. So I'm just going to draw a golden line around where I just drawn my pencil. I tried to show you how to do it from this angle. It's pretty hard. Well, let's first start off with this one. Just a really, my hand is shaking, really fine line here. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just draw around like this. And continue the rest as well. I think I need 2 layers of golden paint. Now I see this. Oops. Yep, that went a little bit strange. This line is perfect. This is too thick. Yeah, hopefully I can wipe it away a little bit. Oh, that actually works pretty good. I'm going to redo this part. I'm not happy with how it looks. Maybe I should have added new paint to the brush. Yeah, I've never used metallic paint before, so it feels pretty weird crafting with this. Yes, this goes better. Not slightly better, but at least better than it was before. Well, maybe I just have to accept that this line will be thicker than I had in mind. Yeah, just going to do it all the way through. You may see that is gold, right? Okay, well, this needs to be done for the other pumpkins as well. Let's go. Well, here they are. I think I'm going to use these two for the O and this one for the B because this surface within the golden line is the biggest. This one I think is the ugliest one. This one is the best one, and here is the middle section. Yeah, well, it was much harder than I thought painting with this gold and acrylic stuff. But you have to have your first time, of course, and hopefully it will go better next time. Time to move over to the letters. Therefore, I'm going to use my pencil. Oops, my pencil again. Here it is. And then I'm going to paint it black afterwards. Just the same as I did this. Here are the O's and the B I still have to make. But yeah, this one is much easier to do. Just draw around and then paint it black. It is. Boo. Well, painting time for the black paint and then we are there. Well, here you see them 3 in a row. Well, to be honest, when the golden paint dries, it looks much better than when you just apply it. I'm happy. Let us know what you think. I'm also really curious where in my home I can place these. Let's find a great spot. I think they look great here in front of the fireplace and the TV. Let me zoom out a little bit for you, but then I have to step back and go around the salon table to let you show you total view. Look. This is the sitting / living area of the new home. Here we have the salon table with a drawer here in this side. Here I have some fall decor. Let me sit down so you can see better what we are seeing. There in the back. Let me zoom in. Oh, you can't see properly. Anyway, that is the same suitcase as I have up there. But then I stuffed it with cute stuff. Small lamp. A ladder there. There's some decor. And these are the couches. There are 3 the same. The lamps are from IKEA. This is a gift from Jenny. We got 2 of these beautiful magnolia trees. Also from IKEA. By the way, every greenery you see here is fake. Because I'm not good with greenery. Living ladders. Oh, you can see here. This was supposed to be, I will tell you, there was originally, when they built this home in the 60s, there was a real fireplace here. But the previous owners just placed this black mantle around. But the home next to us there, which also has been sold recently, they still had the original fireplace built in. And also, this storage here was used for the logs. And there they had a lamp inside, but then it goes around the corner like that, and the lamp was around here. You know, some I don't know how you call these, but those big beams anyway. So, that was a little bit of the home tour sneak peek. There is some more decor there. And the couch. 3 couches. Let me show you. Let's zoom out. Yeah, that works better. This is the wide angle view. This here, and you can see it better from here because the light here is better. So that was it. Thank you so much, and we hope that you like the DIY up there. Okay, Jen and I wish you a nice day, and we hope to see you back next time. And yeah, stay tuned because our home tour will follow soon. Bye, everyone.